Fourth Republican debate just happened, and I watched part of the first debate and most of the second debate. And I got to tell you, I'm a little disappointed. The opening question about minimum wage, only a couple of the candidates got to answer it, and I got to tell you, they both blew it. They both came out and said, "Wow, no." Ultimately, after they talked for 60, 90 seconds, they ultimately said, "No, I'm not going to raise the minimum wage." Now, here's where they screwed up. Look, I don't think the government should go out and set a minimum wage. Let me explain why. And here's where a smart GOP candidate could really get ahead on this issue. All they need to do is come out and say, look, the simple fact is labor is a commodity, just like wheat, just like sugar, just like oil. It's a commodity. And when you have more workers than you have jobs, the price of the job goes down. Now, what we have is two things here. We have the government who's not enforcing our borders. They're allowing millions of unskilled, low-wage workers to flood in the country. Now, these people are taking primarily low-skilled jobs, which in the past have been minimum wage jobs. Now, if you want that wage to go up, you got to get rid of all the millions of extra people here that we don't need. So what'll happen, let me make this real simple. If you had 100 people looking for a job and there were 1,000 jobs available, but only 100 workers, those employers are going to pay more money, give more benefits in order to draw those people over to come to work for them.
Now, when you have 1,000 workers and only 100 jobs, well, wages go down, benefits go down. And what does government want to do? Now people want the government to go in here and fix the problem that the government created. That's how easy it would have been for a GOP candidate to say, look, and they did get into it later, and Ted Cruz was the only person on that stage that brought up the financial disaster that's, illegal immigration. Now, let me tell you something. You've got the Democrats that want to legalize and have these open borders and bring in just millions and millions and millions of unskilled workers, okay? And that keeps wages down. But I got to tell you, and I talked to the Ted Cruz campaign, the GOP is largely just as bad. Because what happens, the Democrats are all in favor of bringing in a bunch of people that don't read, write, or speak our language, which makes it it compounds the problem, makes it worse. But you got the GOP on the other side with this H-1B and H-2B visa program. They want to massively increase the numbers of foreign workers coming in here, taking higher skilled jobs away from American workers. Go research some of this stuff. And I got to tell you, Marco Rubio he's one of the worst on these H-1B visas. At Disney, they literally told their people, we're bringing in foreign workers to replace you, and you have to train your replacements. If not, we're going to cut your severance packages, or we're going to give you bad references, and it'll be hard for you to ever find another job in this field again. This is the type of crap that's going on. But I got to tell you, I know that's a lot about the debate, but they blew that opening question. So the fact is, no. Am I in favor of a minimum wage going up? Yes, I absolutely am. If I was a candidate, I'd say, yes, I want the wage to go up. But no, the government shouldn't mandate it. And of course, I just explained to you how the wage would go up. Winners from the debate. It depends on from where what your ideology is. I thought Ted Cruz was outstanding. I thought Carly Fiorina did real good. Marco Rubio, I don't trust the guy. I really don't like. He talks so fast. It's like he's got to get it all out before he forgets what he read off a script. I mean, he sounds so rehearsed. Donald Trump, I appreciate the fact that he's brought attention to a lot of issues. I don't trust him as a candidate. He's a political chameleon. I can't get on board with him yet. I think he's great to get the troops all riled up, but I'm glad he's on our side right now because I'd rather work with him than against him. But I say the winners are, I think, Cruz, Fiorina. Ben Carson had a few moments. He seemed a little unsure on a number of things. You know, if you like, Trump says a lot of words, but has little substance in what he says. I'm going to make America great. I'm Donald Trump. I created tens of thousands of jobs, and I like women. There's just not much meat on that bone. It's kind of like eating a rib. You know, it's a lot of work for a little bit of reward. But, so, the long take, number one, Ted Cruz far and away the winner. I think Carly did, you know, probably Carly and Cruz were a close second. You know, I'd say they split second. Carson, you know, and I got to throw Rand Paul in there. You know, Rand Paul actually had a really good debate. He did really well. Can't get on board with everything he says, but he did a lot better than he has in other debates. Big losers, Jeb Bush, fumbling, bumbling, and Kasich. That guy, I can't tell you. Did you guys know his dad was a milkman? Oh my, if he said his dad was a milkman another time, and that he was the governor of Ohio, and he's doing all the guy's a train wreck, and his position on illegal immigration is just silly. You know, when he says you can't deport, you know, 11 million people, he's right. He can't deport them because he won't deport them. The fact is they broke our laws, and the fact is if an American citizen came here, well, if an American citizen, of course they're here, if they broke the law, say they went 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, got pulled over, got given a traffic ticket. If they don't pay that ticket, they're going to get a warrant put out for their arrest. And they're going to go to jail. Now, they'll put you in jail for 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, but someone who breaks into our country, evades law enforcement, border patrol, and has been living off our social services, etc., all these years, they won't do anything. And the ones that have come here legally on student visas and these H-1B visas that have overstayed, which are 40% of people here illegally, have come here legally and just violated, you know, their visa to come here. That they're actually documented, and our government won't go pick them up and deport them. So I don't trust no amnesty ever, period. Because this nonsense that they're going to secure the borders and then do amnesty, it's a lie. It's a ruse. Because what exactly will happen? They'll give you the amnesty. We'll get none of the border security. Ronald Reagan showed us that. So, anyway, that's just my take on the fourth debate of this GOP election. I think Ted Cruz is setting himself up to be in a great position. I think you're going to see Jeb fall away. I've long said that Jeb and Marco, you know, those two are fighting over the same turf. As Bush goes down, Marco goes up. That's just a simple fact. So if you like business as usual, if you liked George H.W. Bush and you like George W. Bush, then you know what? Marco Rubio's your guy. You know, if you want government to keep going and go out of control and someone who won't do anything about immigration, you know, Marco Rubio's your guy. He's establishment. He's exactly what we've been complaining about all these years. If you want to change, you know, I honestly think, you know, I think Ben Carson, I think he'd shake it up. I just don't know if he's quite up to the job yet. I just haven't decided yet. Good man, honorable man, decent man. I'd have to say, I'd like to see maybe a Ted Cruz and Carly Fiorina at this point. I think would be a good combination. But I guess we'll have to see. But anyway, that was my thoughts on the fourth GOP debate. I'd love to hear your comments, and we'll see what happens on the fifth debate.